Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the WD Broadcasting Network. I'm your host, Winston Deal, ready to kick things off for race number 6 of 7 for the Grand National Pro Series. These drivers finishing up their qualifying efforts right here. Justin Coleman, your winner last week at the Kern County Raceway Park, won 150 laps, green flag, 2 checkered, 0 caution flags. Everybody had to pit under green. And Justin Coleman walked away with the victory. Ended up winning by 10 seconds over Christopher Smith. Put quite the hurting on him. And you can see where we're at here tonight, the paperclip Martinsville Speedway. It's going to be an exciting one. 150 laps. You see your field on the left side of your screen. This track is pretty tricky to get down into the corner. And we got 19 cars, it looks like. Could see some lap traffic play a role in tonight's race, but look at the field. All right there within a tenth of a second, just about throughout your top 10. Chris Smith, though, your fast qualifier. As of right now, we've got about 45 seconds left to go, but I think everybody has completed their run. Coming into this evening, 5 races down. Brandon Elvis is your points leader by 17 over Chris Smith. Easton Swain sits 3rd. Brian Gravel sitting in the 4th spot, tied with Zach Murphy. And there is the checkered flag, ready to send it trackside for our feature event here tonight with the Grand National Pro Series. Go down to Chris Smith right there. Next to Brandon Elvis, your points leader. The top 2 going to roll off. Top 2 in tonight's race. We'll look at our starting lineup here. Smith on the pole in the 80 machine, quick time a 19.726. Elvis going to start from the 2nd spot. Mark Keedeman making his first start in quite some time with the Grand National Pro Series, going to roll off 3rd. Easton Swain going to roll off from the 4th spot in the 33. Justin Coleman, your winner last week in the 14, going to roll off from the 5th spot. And then it's Carter Russo to his outside in the 6th spot in the 86 machine. Jeremiah Woods in the 75 going to roll off from the 7th spot. And Trey Ashworth in the 8 machine going to start from the 8th spot. Carter Hollingsworth making, I believe, his first start of the season with the Grand National Pro Series, going to roll off from the 9th spot here tonight with Adam Fulford in the 71 to his outside. Back behind them, rounding out our field, Jonathan Adkins in the 117 going to start 11th here tonight, and then Kyle Schmitz in the 92 going to start 12th. Caleb Thompson in the 04 going to start 13th this evening. Then Brad Carpenter in the 31 machine rolls off 14th. Anthony Ankello in the 1 going to start 15th with Robbie Taylor in the 24 making his first start in the 16th spot. Zach Murphy in the 29 going to make up the inside of row number 9. And then Justin Stoyanovsky going to start to the outside. And shotgun on the field is Donnie Batiste in the 68 machine, or sorry, 67 machine rather. But your field works their way through turns, or through turns 1 and 2 down the back straightaway now. The pace car drops to the bottom side. It is in the hands of Chris Smith and Brandon Elvis. And the green is up. The green is out. We are underway here at Martinsville. Smith leads them through the first set of corners there. He's going to clear up in front of Brandon Elvis down into turns 3 and 4. Chris Smith going to take the early race lead. Back behind, here comes Brandon Elvis. Rather, Mark Keedeman to the inside. Smith leads. Brandon Elvis going to have to give up that second spot for now. Mark Keedeman to the second position. Ooh, kind of overshot the corner that time, though. That's going to be the key all night long. Don't overshoot the corner. These cars very finicky under braking. You don't want to lock up that tire and hop up over the curb. Everybody starts to get single filed out. Elvis thought he had something to the inside there. Keedeman shuts the door, and back behind him. Around goes the 75 of Woods. Jeremiah Woods in the 75 machine goes around in turns 1 and 2. And that's going to put us under caution for the first time here tonight. You saw the contact. Here's the 75 going into the corner. It looked like, just the rear end might have stepped out right there. Big bump there. Everybody trying to get slowed down. I feel like they did a good job of avoiding. But Woods goes around. Doesn't look like there's too much damage on that machine either. On board with the 75. And you hear him all the way out of it trying to keep it saved, but the back end was around. And that was all she wrote. Woods down pit road. Carpenter in the 31 down pit road as well. No tires for the 31. Just going to get some damage repaired and maybe a little splash of fuel. But Chris Smith leading the way here after 6 laps. They get the 2 to go signal. And Smith, a driver who this season has not led a lot of laps. He's been up towards the front, just has not been on that top spot. This season has led a total of 42 laps. Led some laps last week at the Kern County Raceway Park. Him and Justin Coleman had that good battle until Coleman checked out at the end. As we get the 1 to go signal here. Gonna send him back. Green flag racing this time. It's Smith on the inside. Keedeman up top. The 21 of Carteruso right there as well. And here they go through turns 3 and 4 into the restart zone. Big jump that time from Chris Smith. We are underway. Into turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway they go. Keedeman up into the wall. That's going to give the second spot to Brandon Elvis. Carteruso going to go through to third. He got a better start than Justin Coleman in the 14. Russo to the third spot. Coleman in the 14 settling into fifth. There's Carter Hollingsworth to the inside of Easton Swain. Hollingsworth on the bottom trying to get it rotated up off the corner. Looks like he'll take over that spot. Knocking on the top 5 is Hollingsworth, 11 laps in, out of 150. Smith continues to show the way. The field almost entirely single filed out. Trey Ashworth under fire from Robbie Taylor in the 24 machine. And these ARCA cars have been a lot of fun this season. I got to run a late race last week. Back up in the booth this week, but it was a lot of fun at the Kern County Raceway Park. We went green to checkered. Was not expecting that. Is up front, battle for the 4th spot. Here comes Justin Coleman to the inside. Coleman to the inside of Keedeman. Keedeman going to try to get back down in front of Carter Hollingsworth. It looks like he is going to be able to do so. So move Justin Coleman up to the 4th spot. He was really good on the long run last week. That's something to keep an eye on here tonight, especially as we get further and further into the race. These guys have one set of tires in the pits to their disposal when they choose to use it. Usually you'd think past the halfway point. Still to be determined. Right now, Coleman in the 14 machine, the fastest car on the racetrack. Look at the intervals from the last time around. Coleman, the only car in the 19-second bracket still. He's definitely found something in that 14 machine. Once again, that time significantly quicker. Approaching Carteruso here in the 21. This will be a good visual of how tough it's going to be to pass here. See Coleman not able to get it up off the corner. Meanwhile, up front, battle for the race lead. Brandon Elvis going to go through. He'll take over the top spot from Chris Smith. 18 laps in. Elvis to the lead. Smith decided did not want to show the way just yet. Elvis in the 4 machine had a little bit better pace, and he is out front and in charge. Russo into the wall a little bit there in the 21 machine. Coleman's kind of backed off the pace as well in the 14. Not quite pushing just yet. Ooh, Hollingsworth big time sideways that time off the corner. That's one thing you're going to want to really avoid doing. You don't want that car to start developing tight. Because if you do it once, there's a good chance you're going to do it again. Jeremiah Woods to the inside of Trey Ashworth. This is out back for the 15th spot. Right now, the only side-by-side action on track. Woods trying to recover from that early spin. Looks like he'll take over the spot from Ashworth. Here comes Kyle Schmitz to the inside as well. Schmitz peeking inside there. Looks like he's going to take over that spot. Woods up in front of him, trying to get around Brad Carpenter. is going to be able to complete that pass. And now things beginning to shuffle around. Adam Fulford yielding to Zach Murphy right there. Fulford with a fresh new ride there in the 71. Just outside of the top 10, currently in the 11th spot. Up front, your top two have started to pull away from Carter Russo. Russo in the 3rd spot right now, trying to hold off Justin Coleman and Mark Keeteman. Those two have pulled up fairly close to the 21. But Coleman just not able to build up a run and complete that pass. You see, gets to Russo right there through the center. Just isn't able to get it off the corner as good as the 21. Of Coleman all over the back bumper. He's trying. We're 30 laps in. We've got 120 to go. Still a long way, obviously. But Coleman right now, once that 3rd spot, he knows that Elvis in the 4 machine is starting to break away a little bit. The gap up to about a second. See your field right there, fairly spread out throughout your top 10. Biggest movers so far is Zach Murphy in the 29 machine. Started this race in the 17th spot, did not get the qualifying run he wanted, but up into the top 10 already. He's got his buddy Caleb Thompson up in front of him. Murphy trying to work his way forward. You saw he got a little bit loose that time going into the corner. Tires might be starting to get a little bit hot at this stage in the run. Down the front straightaway right here, the lead just under a second. About 0.8 at the line for Brandon Elvis. We're still watching the battle for the 2nd spot right here. Keeteman on the back bumper of Justin Coleman. He wants to get by as well. And there's the bumper again. Big shot that time. Down into the corner. Ooh, you see the shot right there. Keeteman losing a little bit of ground off of that one. Coleman trying everything he can, but unable to get around Carter Russo just this second. And this is allowing these drivers behind us start to creep in a little bit. Carter Hollingsworth in the 6th spot, starting to get a little bit closer in their rear view mirrors. Oh, and Brad Carpenter in the 31 machine is around. Not sure what happened there. I think Justin Stoyanovsky in the 19 was right there as well. Maybe got tangled up late. But Carpenter was running in the 16th spot. Just got into the corner a little bit too hot. Maybe a little bit of contact with Stoyanovsky off the corner. But got in there too hot, and around goes the back bumper. Watch us on board with Trey Ashworth right here. We'll see what he saw. Here's Justin Stoyanovsky. Yeah, a little bit of contact you heard right there. But the caution flag flies, and now drivers coming down pit road. Your leaders, Brandon Elvis, Chris Smith, down pit road to get right side tires, but does anybody take 4 at this stage in the race? Hollingsworth out, going to take 2. Brandon Elvis going to take 4. He's going to lose a couple spots on pit road, but Elvis going to take 4 tires on this trip to pit road. This time by, they should be getting the 1 to go signal. And we'll be sending them back green flag racing next time by. Your race leader now going to be Carter Russo in the 21 machine. He was battling with Justin Coleman for the 3rd spot. But now these two are going to tango for that top position. The field doubling up down the back straightaway. Russo and Coleman, Keeteman and Swain, your front 2 rows. Into the restart zone they go. And we're back. Ooh, big time sideways. A couple of cars sideways. They spin behind. And no, Chris Smith collected in the 80 machine, your fast qualifier. And a couple of cars had some trouble getting through the gears right there. It started on the outside lane with your 2nd place car, Justin Coleman. And we're going to try it again here. Doesn't look like there is too much damage on the number 80 machine of Chris Smith. But let's take a look at what happened here one more time. Stoyanovsky right there in the 19. I think that's the car that went around originally. You saw Hollingsworth in the 28 trying to stay off of him. He got the 80 machine of Smith, though. And I think everybody was able to get it back going, it looks like. Yeah, everybody able to go in the right direction. But the caution flag flies. Let's watch this on board with Chris Smith. See the 19 go up the track and then back down. Nothing Chris Smith could do at all but lock it down and hold on. Good job by the rest of the field to avoid it. On board with Hollingsworth back behind him. Yeah. Big time sideways. These cars can be pretty tough on the jump. Chris Smith, unfortunately, did not make it out in front of the pace cars, so he is going to have to take the wave around here. Not going to lose a lap, just not going to be up with the pack. Down into turns 3 and 4. Once again, going to send them back green with 100 laps to go. Carter Russo, Mark Keedeman into the restart zone, and we are back underway. Good start there from Russo in the 21 machine. Keedeman falls down behind. Coleman going to slot into third, and now it's time to see how much tires mean. Keep an eye on the 29 of Zach Murphy. I think he's the first car out on 2 tires. And oh, around they go. Mark Keedeman around, Justin Coleman in the 14. What happened out front? Brad Carpenter collected. Justin Stoyanovsky as well. Doesn't look like there's too much damage on Coleman's car. But the 14 machine around off the corner. And what happened to Keedeman and Coleman here? Contact in the center right there, but man, nowhere for the rest of the field to go. Try to get this from the drone. Oh, looks like a little bit of netcode there. Tough break. Netcode's a tough break that we have to deal with. But it is something that is a part of iRacing. We'll get one more look at this real quick. Want to look at Carter Hollingsworth's view of this one. Whew. Man, that was a close one right there. You saw he kind of shoved Zach Murphy up and out of the way. Luckily, Murphy was able to move up into the outside lane. But under caution once again here. Coleman bringing it down pit road. Keedeman as well. Russo out front with Easton Swain now in the second spot. I'm going to go grab a quick drink of water. Be back in just a moment here, but we'll be back for green flag action. You guys won't miss a thing. Green flag is back out here at the Martinsville Speedway. Carter Russo with a good jump down the back straightaway. Here comes Robbie Taylor to the inside for the second spot. Caleb Thompson creeping on Easton Swain for third. Down the back straightaway. Battle for the second spot resolves itself. Zach Murphy up into the top 5 on those 2 fresh Goodyear tires. Ooh, contact there. Hollingsworth into the back bumper. Here comes Brandon Elvis up on that outside lane, trying to make something happen with those 4 tires that he got on pit road. Elvis on the outside. The 4 tires like that top lane. Elvis not able to complete the pass just yet. Trying to hold Hollingsworth on the bottom, and he is able to make it happen. Coleman in the 14 machine. Heading pit side here. What happened to the 14 of Justin Coleman? Tough break. Coleman brings the 14 back down pit road. Something amiss. And the Coleman Designs number 14 there. Likely going to lose a lap. As here comes your race leader, Carter Russo, back around. Going to get the job done there. Just shy of the halfway point. Things starting to get heated at the Martinsville Speedway. We've seen a couple bumpers now. And Coleman in the 14 bringing it back pit side, I think. Might be calling it a night, which is a tough break because he had a lot of speed. It's obviously your winner last week. Carter Russo out front doing a good job. In the 21 machine, he's got a 1.3 second advantage built up over Robbie Taylor. Just continuing to show the way. Back behind him, though, Robbie Taylor, he's got a mirror full of cars. Easton Swain, Caleb Thompson. Here comes Brandon Elvis to the inside of Thompson. That's for 4th. Move Brandon Elvis to the 4th spot. Jonathan Atkins to the inside of Zach Murphy. That's for 6th. Elvis to the inside of Swain right there. And they are going to be clear. Elvis going to take over the 3rd spot. 5 laps shy of halfway here. So those 4 tires for Brandon Elvis definitely looking a little bit better than the 2 tires we saw the rest of the field take. Even trying to get around the 75 of Jeremiah Woods. Here comes Keedman to the bottom. Up in front of them, Adam Fulfer to the inside of Kyle Schmitz for the 8th spot. going to take over that position. Here comes Brandon Elvis to the inside for second. Taylor up top, Elvis down low. Battle for the second position. This time by Cardorusso, who's now out to a 1.5 second advantage. Has taken the halfway cross flags, halfway in, halfway home. 75 laps in, 75 to go. Still a long way, but Russo, one of a couple drivers that has not came down pit road and taken a set of tires yet. Ooh, a little bumper tag there for the third spot. Easton Swain trying to get around Robbie Taylor right there. Swain to the bottom. He's going to try to bring Jonathan Adkins with him as well. Swain going to take over that spot, move him to third. Up the racetrack goes the 17. He's going to get around Robbie Taylor right there, move Taylor to the fifth spot. Zach Murphy in the 29 machine. Tough break, something amiss on that car. Way off the pace there, lost a couple positions. And problems for Mark Keteman. He has fallen off. Not sure what happened here. But Keteman in the 2 machine, either having connection issues or something, no longer on the racetrack. And no longer being scored, currently in the 15th spot. But here comes the battle for the race lead. Brandon Elvis on the back bumper of Cardorusso. Russo can try to play defensive here, but you know that Elvis has those tires that he came down pit road and got back on lap 41. Russo's been on these from the get-go. We'll see what Elvis can do here. He closed that gap up. It was about 1.5 seconds was how far out Brandon Elvis caught Russo. Elvis up the racetrack trying to find a different line to get by the number 21. Russo still holding strong on that top spot. Elvis up the racetrack. You see him trying to diamond the corner off and get a run built up down the straightaway. Russo that time a little bit loose off the corner, and here comes Elvis to the inside. Contact there. Russo up the racetrack, and Elvis going to go through to the top spot. Back down into turns 3 and 4. Elvis going to launch up to the top side. He's going to be clear out front to the lead. So move Brandon Elvis back to the top spot here with 60 laps to go. 60 to go this time by. Elvis now leading by about half a second by over Carter Russo. Jonathan Atkins in the 3rd spot, a little bit quicker than your top 2. Starting to track them down, but he's 3.5 seconds back in the 17. Chris Smith, your pole sitter, trying to get around Robbie Taylor for the 7th spot. Taylor opening up the bottom. Ooh, contact there through the center. Taylor really opening up the bottom. He's able to get a good run up off, but Smith, you can tell, trying to go forward, is not able to make the pass just yet. There goes Smith to the inside. He'll take that spot from Robbie Taylor. Taylor looks very loose in the 24 machine. Here he goes back to the inside. Not quite ready to give that spot to Chris Smith just yet. And oh, Smith up the racetrack. Loose on that top lane. He'll lose the spot there to Schmitz as well. Here comes Hollingsworth to the inside. Carter Hollingsworth going to go through to 9th. He'll do battle with Kyle Schmitz right there. Field very spread out here. Just shy of 50 to go. Kyle Schmitz to the inside of Robert Taylor. Taylor definitely struggling with the handling of that race car. Has not brought it down pit road yet. Still 50 laps to go. If we get a caution flag, a couple of these guys that have not gotten tires just yet could make it exciting. Hollingsworth all over the back bumper of Kyle Schmitz. He's trying to find a way around. We've got 50 laps to go. Zach Murphy back behind him, starting to close the gap. Hollingsworth on the outside. Battle for 9th right there. Sorry, 8th. So 2 seconds now to Brandon Elvis. Elvis holding a commanding race lead. We have 12 cars on the lead lap. Next car is Jeremiah Woods out in front of your race leader. We've got 45 to go. Some of these guys that didn't get tires yet are really hoping we see a caution flag soon. If we get a caution here, I think the window is 30 laps to go. I don't know if you're going to be able to drive back to the front with 30 laps, but somebody could prove me wrong. Right now, if you're Carter Russo, if you're Easton Swain, Caleb Thompson, one of those guys, you want the caution to fly. So you can come down and get those tires and try to drive back through the field with the fresher rubber. But it's going to be hard getting that top spot away from Brandon Elvis, especially with these green flag runs. Jonathan Adkins really starting to close the gap for the second spot. Adkins, one of the fastest cars on the racetrack. See, it's tough to pass. Atkins drove up to the back bumper of Russo, just is not able to make the pass right away. Takes a peek inside right there. But nothing gonna happen. We'll try again here off of 4. So that time shut the door, wasn't ready to give the bottom up for Jonathan Adkins just yet. So again to the bottom, not letting Adkins peek a nose to the inside. So you're definitely hanging on here. Same tires from the get-go. Hasn't had the chance to come down pit road yet. I mean, he's had the chance, he just hasn't came down pit road just yet. Running out of time. Ashworth out on fresher tires. Gonna get by the 17 of Jonathan Adkins. Woods right there in the 75, trying to get it off the corner. Russo continuing to hold the second spot. Brandon Elvis continuing to stretch his lead, 0.2 faster that last time. Man, Carter Russo, it would take a lot here to change the way things are going. Elvis, your leader, trying to hang on. Pick up his third victory of the season in the Grand National Pro Series. Through turns 3 and 4 this time. It'll be 30 laps to go. 30 to go for Elvis. Trying to bring it home. He's got a 3.7 second advantage. He could almost put it on cruise control. Battle for the second spot starting to heat back up. Adkins way up the racetrack, and oh, the caution flag flies. Robert Taylor in the 24 machine. Around on the back straightaway, and I believe he goes one lap down there. And this could change some things. You know, we've got probably 3 to 4 cars coming down pit road here. Carter Russo, Brandon Elvis. Russo very happy to see this caution flag. He's going to come down pit road and grab those tires that he's got. And a lot of cars coming down pit road. Uh-oh. Look at that. Everybody coming down pit road. Now the question is, who takes what? You know Carter Russo is going to take right side tires. But how many drivers have left side tires? Would you look at that? Everybody saving those right side tires. Brandon Elvis and Jonathan Adkins might feel like sitting ducks here. You're going to have the whole field back behind you on fresh rubber. And this one is going to be exciting, folks. Inside of 30 laps to go. I did not expect that many people to pit. That makes it a lot easier for Carter Russo. Hollingsworth got right side tires on pit road. Adam Fulford also getting right side tires while he was on pit road. Get the 1 to go signal here, so we're going to send them back to a Saturday night short track feature 25 lapper. Brandon Elvis, Jonathan Adkins, Carter Russo, Caleb Thompson, your top 4 here. Elvis is going to have to get a good jump in that 4 machine, but it's going to be hard. Can't spin the tires. What will they do? Pace car is off, down into turns 3 and 4. Restart zone way off on the exit of the corner here at Martinsville. They'll slow up before they get to the zone, and a good jump there from the 4. He spins the tires. Here comes Carter Russo. Russo with a bump into the corner. Elvis up the racetrack. Carter Russo through to the lead down the back straightaway. Down into turns 3 and 4. Russo on the bottom. Elvis up top. Through the center of the corner, 24 laps to go. Leader at the line that time, give it to Brandon Elvis, but just barely. up the racetrack that time in turns 1 and 2. New leader out of turns 1 and 2. It's going to be Carter Russo. Russo going to go through to the lead. It'll be 23 laps to go. Here comes Carter Hollingsworth to the inside of Elvis, trying to take over the 3rd spot. Carter Russo takes over the lead. Carter Hollingsworth trying to take over 3rd. It looks like he will do so. Elvis going to get back down in front of Adam Fulford. We've got 22 laps to go. Does Caleb Thompson have anything for Carter Russo? Still right there on the back bumper, a little bit loose that time. It's going to give Russo some breathing room. Fulford and Chris Smith battling right there for the 5th spot. 21 laps to go. But Carter Russo, your race leader right here. Is trying to hold off Caleb Thompson. Thompson only a couple car lengths back. Russo's got to be on his A game, cannot make mistakes here. Back to 18 laps to go. 18 to go for Carter Russo. Oh, up in front of him, Robbie Taylor a little bit sideways in the 24 machine. He's got to navigate lap traffic cleanly here. .24 of Taylor, 2 laps down. We'll see where he goes in turns 1 and 2. Looks like he'll give up that inside lane. Ooh, nearly contact. Russo in the 21 going to go through. He'll take over the lead. Or he'll take that spot, I should say. Taylor now 3 laps down in the closing laps. Here comes Adam Fulford underneath Brandon Elvis for the 4th spot. Fulford in the 71, trying to take over the 4th position. Meanwhile, up in front of them, battle for 2nd. Carter Hollingsworth to the inside of Caleb Thompson. Thompson up top, Hollingsworth down low. We've got 14 laps to go. Carter Russo up in front of him. He's about a second out. Hollingsworth to the bottom, still trying to get that car rotated. He can get it rotated through the center, he just can't get it up off. .12 laps to go this time as Carter Russo comes out of turns 3 and 4. The gap opening up here as we wind things down. .11 laps to go for Russo. 1.4 the gap down the back straightaway. It looked like things had gone bad for the 21 machine. He was out front leading, and then Elvis passed him. The tires had looked a little bit burn up. And the caution flag came out, and he got to come down pit road and get those tires. And move Carter Hollingsworth through to 2nd. He'll complete that pass on Caleb Thompson. He's got 9 laps to go to try to track down Carter Russo. Is there enough time? Does he have anything left? Turns 3 and 4. 8 laps to go for Russo. 1.7 the gap down the back straightaway. And Russo did a good job managing this race. Kind of keeping close to the front. Waiting for the strategy, being patient. Sensing that late race caution. Here comes Brandon Elvis battling for the 3rd spot. Easton Swain right there as well. Caleb Thompson. Thompson on the bottom. Oh, Thompson goes around. And the caution flag flies with 6 laps to go. Caleb Thompson was trying to hang on the outside lane. But the backside came around. And that's going to put us under caution. We're going to re-rack them and restack them here for a green-white checkered finish. See what happened to Caleb Thompson. You saw he was on the inside. He's trying to keep the wheel in it. You see he was fighting the car. Finally, it came back around. Know where Trey Ashworth could go. On board with the 04. And a lot of wheel in it. Just could not hang on to that race car up off the corner. So that is going to set us up for a green-white checkered finish, I do believe. And if you're Carter Russo, what do you do now? You're going to have to get a good restart first of all. But that last restart, remember what happened down into turns 1 and 2? Russo gave Elvis a little bit of the boot. Do we see Elvis return the favor? We will have to find out here. Green-white checkered time. 150 laps, it all boils down to this. Field going to come back. I believe we'll double up this time by with the 1 to go signal. Hopefully. It looks like we do. Lights off on the iRacing.com pace car. Green next time by for 2 laps. It's a green-white checkered finish here at the Martinsville Speedway. Carter Russo, Carter Hollingsworth, your front 2, Brandon Elvis. In the 4 machine starts 3rd, Easton Swain 4th. For what could be the final time through turns 3 and 4. Into the restart zone they go. A good jump there that time from Russo. Hollingsworth spins the tires. And down into turns 1 and 2. Hollingsworth sideways in the 28 machine. He hangs on to it. But down the back straightaway, Russo in the 21 machine. Turns 3 and 4. White flag is out. Final time around. 1 more lap to go for Carter Russo. Through turns 1 and 2. Brandon Elvis down the back straightaway. Is there anything left for the 4 machine? Into turn number 3 for the final time. Brandon Elvis not going to have enough for the bump and run. Through turns 3 and 4. Carter Russo going to pick up the victory at Martinsville. Russo picks up the victory at the Martinsville Speedway. That late race caution allowed him to come down pit road to get those tires. And ultimately, he came home with a victory here at the Martinsville Speedway. Let everybody get around and parked here before we grab a word from our top 3 finishers, starting with our 3rd place finisher here tonight, Adam Fulford. See if we can't find Adam somewhere in the voice chat. Adam Fulford up in the broadcast booth. I know you just brought it to a stop, but 3rd place here tonight, 150 laps at the Martinsville Speedway. How do you feel after finishing on the podium?
I feel pretty good. Winston, it's great to hear you as always. That was a hectic race, man. Played the strategy right. I thought we were going to get green there for the longest time, and I took fuel earlier when Elvis and all these guys pitted, so I was fully committed to sit there and run it green, and that caution kind of came out at the right time, and glad it's over, man. My left leg is killing me.
Yeah, definitely a track that's pretty hard on the braking foot, but yeah, like you said, that caution came out at the perfect time for you, and obviously Carter Russo, who ended up heading to victory lane, but nonetheless, a great run for the 71 machine here this evening. Started in the 10th spot, worked your way up to the 3rd position when it was all said and done. Who do you have to thank for a good run here at the Martinsville Speedway?
I got to thank you, Chris Smith, and Brandon Elvis first for putting on the lead, doing the broadcast, stuff like that. Your stuff looks top-notch as always, Winston. I got to thank Sunset Pest Control, L&A Tire and Auto, Quality Marine Welding, Diamond Cleaners, CarQuest and Supply, Fulford Motorsports, Race Room 3 for all of us guys. You know, we're all race clean. Got to thank Caleb and Zach for cutting me brakes when they did. Hats off to Brandon, and that was a fun battle with him, and good win to Carter as always.
Yeah, it was a good race. Good seeing the 71 machine up front there, and ended up with a podium finish when it was all said and done. So congratulations to you, Adam, and we wish you luck going forward.
Appreciate it, Winston. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, now to talk to our 2nd place finisher here tonight. We thought he was going to be able to potentially pick up the victory. Late race caution kind of changed the plan there, but 2nd place finisher up in the booth. Brandon Elvis, you get a copy.
Yeah, man.
Alrighty, well, I kind of said it right there a little bit with that late race caution. You were out by about, I think, quite a ways. You were out pretty far in front of Jonathan Adkins and Carter Russo, and then that caution flag. Man, the whole field came down. I thought there was going to be a couple guys that stayed out and gave you a little bit of help, but man, Carter Russo right on your bumper there on that restart wasn't going to be easy.
Yeah, I took a gamble. Obviously, it was working out, and then that late caution, I don't know, the guys racing for last decided they needed a caution or something. I'm not sure what happened there, but yeah, it kind of put us behind Newark when I'm kind of going to be in trouble there. Saved a good bit, even though I was out front. I was still saving, even getting through the field. I was saving, and I just took about eight or 9 laps to fire back off there, and I didn't keep enough heat in the tires under that caution, and it was junk on the restart. I was hanging on for dear life, and Carter took advantage of that, like he should, So congrats to him on the win, and we'll move on to the next one.
Yeah, we've got one more race left this season. North Wilkesboro next week, throwback, going to be fun. Wilkesboro is a fun track. How are you feeling about closing out potentially a championship there in the final race?
Man, I really I know with the old ARCA car, I ran it there a couple times, and after about 20-30 laps, the track would just widen on out, and the groove will be the top lane around the fence. So I really hope this does the same thing. That will be a lot of fun. Just saving tires and really being conservative to the throttle. You know what I mean? Just hopefully we can just be around at the end.
Yeah, you definitely have to have track position late in the game when it matters the most. But good run for the 4 machine here tonight. Who do you have to thank for a 2nd place finish?
Yeah, Coastal Performance, Variables Performance Fab, Chestnut Hill Restaurant, WD Broadcasting Network, all my teammates at Elvis Coleman Racing, you for helping us put this league on, the Grand National Pro Series, and thanks to you again for broadcasting this race for us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Had some exciting battles there at the front, and even a late race caution to throw a wrench into things. So congratulations to you, Brandon, on your second place finish here tonight, and we wish you luck in the final race of the season next week.
All right, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, now to talk to our winner here tonight, Carter Russo. Qualified in the 6th spot, started 6th, worked his way up through the field, took the lead after a couple pit stops, and after he took the lead, stayed out for quite some time. But Carter Russo, up in the booth, you got a copy.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, well, winner here tonight, you, like I was saying there, you stayed out for quite some time after you took the lead. A couple other guys came down pit road. You decided it wasn't time yet. Caution came out late there on lap 120, and the whole field came back behind you. You were going to need an army down pit road with you if you wanted any shot at Elvis, and you had them all with you. And you were ultimately able to pick up your first victory of the season with the Grand National Pro Series. How's it feel after 150 laps in Martinsville?
Yeah. I knew when Elvis pitted, it was way too early, I felt like, and I knew I was about 3 laps short on fuel, so I was hoping for a caution, and wasn't looking too good, and then we got one late there, and I knew that was my time to shine. I was hoping I was going to come out in the right spot, and I did, and he spun the tires pretty bad, and I went off in there and kind of gave him the boot. Had to get the old K-Car race cars machine up to the front. Mark got dumped early on in the race, and I knew that's what he wanted to see was me win, so had to get it done for him tonight.
Just realized my mic wasn't on. Good win for the 21 machine here this evening. Yeah, that restart had to be aggressive, had to be on the top of your game, and you wasted no time getting to the front, like you said right there, and didn't have to look back. Elvis and Fulford were behind you close, but didn't quite have enough to get back by you. But first victory of the season, who do you have to thank for the win?
K-Car race cars, Biggs and Watson Towing, Justin Brooks Design for the beautiful paint scheme. You for putting this broadcast on, Elvis for hosting the league, and yeah, that's about it. If I'll be able to come back next week. I haven't been able to run too many of these races. I think I only ran 5 flags this season, so come out here my second start and win. It's not terrible, so hopefully I'll be able to be back and run Wilkesboro and be back in the same position.
Yeah, we've got one more race, and that is Wilkesboro next week. If, say you are able to run, how you're feeling about your chances about going back-to-back to finish off the year?
Yeah, I haven't run the soccer car at Wilkesboro yet, but I can only assume that it's going to be tight. So, obviously, we're going to have to save some tire and just hopefully everything plays like it did tonight in my favor. So, just going to take it race by race.
Alrighty, well, congratulations to you, Carter, on your victory here tonight. And we wish you luck throughout the rest of the season and next season with the Street Stock Showdown. I'm sure we'll see you a couple times, maybe in Victory Lane. But nonetheless, congratulations to you one more time, and we'll see you next time.
Definitely see me in Street Stocks. Can't wait.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, folks, that was Carter Russo, your winner here tonight with the Grand National Pro Series. Elvis second, Fulford third, Smith fourth, Hollingsworth fifth, Swain sixth, Schmidt seventh, Adkins eighth, Murphy ninth, Jeremiah Woods rounds out your top 10, Caleb Thompson 11th, Brad Carpenter 12th, Trey Ashworth 13th, Justin Stoyanovsky 14th, Robbie Taylor 15th, Mark Kiedemann 16th, Justin Coleman 17th, Anthony Yang. But I am your host, Winston Deal, signing it off from the WD Broadcasting Network. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out.